right, Ryan, finally.
Hey, Sedwick.
Hey, hello. And we've got quite a few people who've joined us as well. So thank you guys for joining. We are 15 minutes into our time already. So sorry for this. We've had some technical issues to get this started. All right, without any further delay, let's get this started. Just a very quick update on what we're doing here. Our topic for today is idea to market. That is completely Ryan's idea. So the logic being, if you have an idea, and by idea we mean a business idea, how do you ensure that that's a good one, and how can you take it to market? What do you need to do? That's what we're talking here about today. Just an update for all the people who are here today. Ryan and me have been classmates from school, so we've known each other from a very long back. Yes, there was a break in between. I went to Bombay; he was all over the place, but we got in touch back again, and it's been a blast from then. We've been having fun with training and coaching. We're all over the place with each other, and it's been real pleasure to be working with Ryan with everything that we're doing. Ryan, before we start, you want to tell us a little about your journey? Tell us who you are, what you do, how you do it.
Okay, hi. I'm Ryan Baz, I'm founder director of Infinite 3D Private Limited and Audrey Infra Private Limited. Two companies we started way back in 2004 um, with industrial interiors. Today, in 2014, we started with Infinite 3D, which is a product development company. We create new products for industries around us. Youngsters come to us, uh, doctors come to us, different kind of people come to us when they're developing and trying new things, and we help them come up with new ideas and come up with solutions. In a gist, this is what we do. We also work with a lot of schools where we try and set up, where we set up labs for them. These innovation labs are the same innovation that we're doing in our office, in our workplace. We try and set that up for schools as well, so that we can start. We can help them to start young.
Perfect. Start young. That's good. Great, Ryan. So my first question, and first of all, thanks for accepting to be on our live, Ryan. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
You've obviously spoken about innovation, right? And innovation can happen in any way, even in life for that matter. So my first question to you is, how do you know you have it in you? Who can be an innovator?
So it's an interesting question, Cedric, because all of us are innovators. And when I say all of us, I mean mainly people from India. We've got that inherent skill of innovating. We just call it a different word. You know what that word is? Jugaad.
You got it. Yeah.
We call it. So we are brilliant innovators, and it's just that it is something that needs to be taken to the next level. So anyone can be an innovator. Any one of us can be an innovator as long as we are open to, open to take that idea further. We keep getting ideas. While writing with a pen, you might get an idea. If this pen was slightly fat, I would have been able to write better. Or maybe you're riding a bike and you say that this handle were slightly shaped this way, I would have probably been able to balance better. We keep getting these ideas, but then do we do anything about it? So ideas, we are all idea factories. We keep that way. It's just that now we need to take it from idea to reality.
Right. So I agree. We're all innovators. Actually, I don't know how many ideas cross my mind in the day, but you're right. What do we do with them? I guess we just let them pass by because we're so busy doing what we're doing on a daily basis. But on that point, and like I said, so many ideas coming into our mind. How do we identify then? What do we call it? A winning idea. What an idea, Sergi. How do we know that that is a good idea?
So no idea comes with a label that I'm a winning idea. You have to work with different ideas, and figure it out. No video comes with a tag that this is going to be a viral video. You keep working on it. One of them just goes viral. You didn't even think about it. And this happens. This happens all over the place. Um, the way that you would the way that you would want to do is, one is that harness that power of your mind, which has been giving you those ideas. After some time, if you kind of ignore it, the mind will say, "Arey Bhaskar, enough ideas. Let's stop it now," and I'll stop giving you ideas. Okay.
Sure.
So I generally recommend that people keep in a diary or use their mobile phone to write down those ideas. So I mean, we have this Google Notes, Google Keep, or Samsung Notes, whichever. You jot down those ideas over there. Just enough, not the whole detail, but just enough to what do you say? So that it jots your memory, so that you remember what is it that you were thinking about, and maybe at an opportune time. It's not that every idea you're going to pursue. Maybe at an opportune time, you'll be able to pursue one of these ideas, if not all. Um, and as you pursue these ideas, you may find one that is that special winning idea, which will go viral. But you got to work with it, work on it.
So how did it happen for you? How did you know that 3D printing? I mean, it happened at a time where Goa hadn't heard of 3D printing, but how did that work for you?
So ideas. Okay, so for me, what it was it's a problem that I was trying to solve. I am by nature creative person. I keep innovating, and I wanted to kind of challenge the norm, try to see how I could do things differently. So for me, why should a cup be something like this? Why can't it have a different shape? Why can't it look like Stedwick's face? Why can't Stedwick's cup look like Stedwick's face? So to try those kind of ideas, I needed to make a mold, and I was mold maker. I thought, let's go ahead and make it, but it was quite an expensive way of trying out ideas. And I did a little bit of research, and I found something called RPT machines, that is rapid prototyping machines, what we call today 3D printers. And that's it. Then I started my hunt for 3D printers, and then eventually picked up one in 2014. So, but between the idea first coming to me and actually picking up a 3D printer, it took 2 years. The thought came to me in 2012. I picked up the 3D printer in 2014, and then rest is history. We went ahead with it, and a lot of
Sounds
ideas that just like this, it are it's a we call that function of your it's a function sorry, it's a result of your problem, a problem that you are facing, or something that you want to do, or that you are aspiring to do. And that's how you can look at good ideas, and then you try and find out who else has a similar problem, then you work on that.
right. I've heard in the world of business that they say that the best business is always one that is solving a problem of the society at that point of time, right? So I guess it's the same thing with ideas. If an idea can solve a problem at that time, it's going to work, and then that's the winning idea. But I think you made a very important point is that you shouldn't ignore any of them. Otherwise, your minds eventually come to that point. And I think by mind, you meant subconscious. It's eventually going to stop giving that to you. And then, well, it's done. So, so, all right. So I've got an idea. I tried to work on it. I reached a certain point. What next? How do I take this forward? What now? What?
So um, if you've got an idea, now again, ideas depend. Not all are product ideas. Some could be a software idea. It could be a simple, a simple solution, a simple way of tweaking. As much as possible, try and activate that idea. And I mean activate that idea, I mean that you try and bring it to reality. Maybe you're lying down and you got an idea that if you tweak your Excel formula, you'll get the results better. So rather than forgetting to do something about it or not doing anything about it, either you write it down there and then next morning go and actually do the change and see the result. Is very gratifying when you see something like that happening. Or if it is a product idea, then you go ahead and you start trying to create the product. And here's, as far as product ideas concerned, it's where we help people from different walks of life. Uh, we have doctors who wanted to try new solutions on their patients, and we work with them. We've got, I mean, I can't disclose the details because we are under NDA, but in general, we've got even scientists who have come and worked with us, asking for solutions to different problems, and then we've worked with them. There is one scientist who wanted to work with burn victims. There is one scientist who wanted to work with, yeah, these medicated strips which you can put um, on children or people who cannot swallow tablets. So we work with them. So there are so many different ideas. You need to start working on the idea. Maybe it is, I mean, it will not start generating money, but immediately. But it's an idea that needs to be developed. And for people to understand, no idea is success one day later. It's a process, and you must be willing to engage in that process. Your idea, it starts with your first prototype or your first concept, which is very crude, and then you refine it, and then you refine it, and then you refine it further till it becomes the product that can actually go into the market. Very few people, I mean, our tendency is that our first product itself has to go into the market and has to go viral. That's what everyone wants, whether it is videos or whether it is products. But it doesn't work that way. It's something that gets better and better and better with every delivery. I mean, Shedwick, even as a trainer and as a coach, that your first and second training program may not go that well. It is your fifth, sixth, 15th one. They say it takes 15 tries. So it 15, what do you call that, deliveries before you can make it perfect. And it's after that, yeah, bang on. The same thing is for product ideas as well. You keep iterating, coming up with better concepts, improving it till it is ready to be accepted.
I agree 100%. Every training that you do, while you're actually delivering the training, this thing comes to, hey, you know what, maybe next time I'm going to say this thing a little differently. And then you take that back to the drawing board and you're making a change. The next delivery is a little better
Yes,
and better every time.
and
100%. Before I ask you the winning question, Ryan, um, a lot of these followers here, a lot of the people even who are online right now with us, many of them are students, people that you and me we met together. Some I've met by myself, some following you, some following me, some following Engage HR in general. Um, these guys are still in college, right? But you and me together, we've seen some wonderful ideas coming out from students at a very, very, very lucent young age. When they have an idea, the first question that I've always got from a student when I have an idea is, where do I get the money from to work on something like this? If I need to start working on it, I need money. What would be your typical response to that?
my typical response is that if you strongly believe in the idea and you start working. So, see, this is the same challenge that comes in for business as well. A lot of people say that, oh, I cannot start. I got a business idea, but I cannot start it because I don't have money. And my response has always been both for the idea as well as for the business. If you start, take the first step, and things just start happening for you. If you wait that, I will get 10,000 or 15,000 or 1 lakh, and then I will start the business, it never happens. And then you keep waiting. But if your first step, rather than waiting, is to act, and then you try something, maybe you go and do drawing, sketch it out. If it's an idea, product idea, sketch it out. That does not cost. Maybe you share that idea with a couple of people. That does not cost. Take feedback, even on the drawing board. That does not cost. Okay, and then as you take it further, maybe someone will come and say, let's do it together. Uh, but other than this, today the government of India as well as government of Goa has been putting in a lot of effort to make schemes and funds available for people who are trying ideas. We have to be wary about guys who tend to misuse these funds, because of which there are a lot of strictures put into place. However, these funds are available at every stage So right from concept stage, to prototyping to batch production to mass production. At every stage, there is government aid. You need to go and find and approach and apply for these aids and then use it. Fire is doing a good job. But again, if you look at SIBA, Fire, they're all doing an amazing job. But when you spoke about youngsters, the name that comes to my mind is Manovikas. Manovikas encourages their very young kids to come up with brilliant ideas, and these kids do that. Similarly, Vidya, because there are many schools today that are encouraging their students to come up with ideas, and not just any ideas, ideas to end solutions. And for these students, their parents are helping, their uncles, aunties, whoever it is, somebody believes in them, and they want. If you are able to show a proof of concept, then you have a lot of people believing in you.
Right. On that same note, where you said Manavikas and Vidya Vikas, just a couple of weeks back, Ryan, you and me we're both testimonies to what we seen at GCC, the Goa College of Commerce and Economics, where they had something called Entrepreneurs Day. They had their own students of their college put up tables with to display products or products mostly of what they want to do business in, and some of them were brilliant. There were caterers there. There was this girl who makes skincare products at home. There was an artist who had a beautiful hand at art, and Ryan had a really good advice for him as well. So I'm with you, Ryan, that obviously schools, colleges, and most importantly, the government now is here to aid. Like Ryan said, there is aid available at every stage of an idea going to the market. EDC has a lot of loans that they give out to ladies. EDC give out loans at as low as 2%. I mean, it doesn't get better than that, and that's available. If you have an idea and you've bought that on paper and you've done some amount of work. Now, that's the most important point that Ryan made. You've done some amount of work on it. You've got some amount of proof of concept. It doesn't have to be you selling lakhs of your products, but some amount of proof of concept. The government's here to aid, which, when I was in college, we didn't have that. But things have changed over a period of time, and it's so heartening to see that the government's ready to help. They're pushing entrepreneurs to come because I guess that's the only way for a state to grow in itself, and then eventually the whole country. So Ryan, yes. So the not the final one, but the most important of all question: how does that winning idea become a winning product? How do I take it to market?
So this is actually a very very important. A lot of people have the ideas, and they think that their idea is God's gift to mankind. It doesn't work that way. uh, I mean, we all love our own ideas. Our ideas have to be validated, and you can use different ways of validating your idea. One of them could be, asking around. Uh, Somehow we have this mindset that if I share my idea with Stedwick or anybody, they will immediately steal that idea. But my mentor used to say that nakal karne ke liye bhi akal chahiye. So it's not easy to copy an idea just as it is. There's a lot of thought that you have put in, but you must share it with people to validate that idea. Share it with people that you trust, and as you share it with more people, you will understand where is it that your idea could be wrong and where it can be tweaked, and you can keep tweaking. Your idea continually undergoes a little bit of iteration. Once you have what do you call that, confirmed or finalized the idea, I always recommend people find a mentor, someone who can guide you, someone who can tell you how to take the step forward. And the mentor is not someone who has not done this. So it would be someone who has already done stuff like this. So for example, I would go for, if I want to export my products, I would go to someone who has already exported these products. I will not go to someone who is sitting at home and say, I don't need export, because that one will always pull you down. So go to someone who has already done these products and then ask them how did you do it and how should I take my product further, and they will get a wealth of advice. um, I don't know. I've seen a lot of business people who are very willing to share advice. Very few people that I've come across who don't want to share that advice. And so, if you need help, just ask for it. I think there are a lot of people out there to help you. The second most important thing is packaging. Um, you must package your product properly. And I tell this story to a number of people. Of we had gone for a holiday, not for a these an outing to Amboli Ghat, and in one of the hotels we had seen that wooden jalopy, the wooden car, and it was costing about 200 to 250 rupees. Okay, and that same wooden car, I happened to go to a five-star resort. I will not tell you the name. It was in their showcase, beautifully packed in a plastic box, wrapped with a golden ribbon, and was being sold there for 5,000 rupees. Okay, the way that you package your product and the place that you place them in play a very important role in what how your product sells and how well your product sells. Even when you go to the supermarket, you don't actually test the product. You only look at the packaging. You don't take toothpaste and put it in your mouth. You look at the type. Okay, you see how attractive it is. So packaging is extremely important. So as much attention that you have paid on designing your product, you must pay that much attention on designing your package, because your packaging tells the story. And if your packaging is not right, a very good product can fail completely. Just a small example is the Tata Nano, beautiful product, but packaged as a cheap car and then crashed. So how you package your product and how you promote your product, where you place it, is very, very important. Okay. And the third part is marketing, telling people about it. If the best sold products are the ones that are not the best product, but the ones that are best spoken about or best known. So if you want your product to sell, a lot of people should know about it, and you can do that by using social media, using advertisement, word of mouth, whatever it is. But get it out there. There is that saying, no, the candle is not kept under the bed; it should be kept out. So same thing. I mean, it's only when it is kept out that it will give that light, and it will people will know about it and know its features. No one. So you have to keep your product out there. It should be out there. People should know about it.
Right. So I'm going to come back to 2 points that you just made. First one was the packaging. Yes, a product has a packaging. What about a service? How do you even plan packaging for a service?
So when I say packaging, I don't mean the physical. I mean, the physical packaging also counts. But I also give you the example of the Tata, the Nano. Nano did not have a package. So it is how you project your product to the customer. And when I say packaging, I mean all that. Besides the box that packages it, it's also how it is presented to the customer and how he perceives it. I can't think of an example immediately in mind, but just there is a story about uh, this Catholic guy who wanted to smoke cigarette. You know that, and he asked two friends who wanted to smoke a cigarette, and he asked the priest, "Can I smoke when I'm praying?" And the priest said, "No, no. How can you smoke while praying?" Okay. Whereas this thing Uh, whereas the other guy asked the priest, "When I'm smoking, can I pray?" And the priest said, "Yes, yes, yes, you can pray anytime." But the way you present your product to your customer, it's the same product, but the way you present makes a big difference. So packaging, when I talk about it, it is that. So in your case, for example, Cedric, it is how you show that Engage HR is doing much more than just providing a service, just providing employees,
Right.
and
Right.
that is called packaging.
Right. I have another example, which is, we all know of Ola and or Uber. There was one more company that first started cabs in Bombay. It was called Miru Cabs. And when Miru Cabs started their cab service, their packaging was go to a party, get drunk, but don't drive yourself home. Let us drive you home. So that was their way of marketing and packaging their product. And that was they were providing both drivers So we'll drive you with your car home, or leave your car wherever it is and we'll take you home. Don't drink and drive. They use that whole RTO back to launch their product. They did really well. Uh, why they didn't go ahead was another one, but then Ola came, and all of them did better than them. But that is another idea. That is another example of packaging your product well. So absolutely
True, like
winning thought.
always says that the messaging is more important than the message.
Super right. Super correct. Absolutely correct. Great. Ryan, for all the people who are here and for everyone who in future is going to be watching this video, do you have any advice for them when they are getting into business for the first time? What should they do? What shouldn't they do through your experience?
Um, that's a that's a big one. So
I know it is.
while getting into business, um, I think one of the things that I've already mentioned, uh, while getting into business, try and get a mentor. See someone who can help you, not because you cannot do it on your own, but because the distance would be covered faster, the time taken would be lesser, and the effort that goes into business will be lesser because someone has already done it. He knows you don't have to reinvent the wheel again and again and again. So getting a mentor is important. I've been blessed that at every stage of my life, right from the time that I first started doing designs, I've had mentors, and had again touchwood amazing people who helped me at stage and stage at every stage. And I would strongly recommend that you start looking for mentors. And mentors could be anyone. It could be a close friend. It could be someone younger than you. But don't let your ego get in the way. In fact, most of the people, it is the ego that gets in the way. But mentor could be a close friend. It could be an uncle. It could be an aunt. It could be, and you need not have. So you remember that one person will not be an expert at everything. So you could have one mentor for finance, one mentor for spirituality, one mentor for business, one mentor for accounting, and work through them and with them. That will make sure that your growth to success is faster and more surer. The chances of failure are lesser.
Right, and that's why these incubation centers are playing crucial roles in the new businesses, because the incubation centers, for those who don't know how they work, incubation centers. So, for example, if you're a baker and you're baking, and your expertise is baking cakes and making tarts and bread, what the incubation center really wants you to do is focus on that. You don't worry about the accounts because they have an accounts team and you can plug into their accounts team. You're growing your team. You want more bakers to join you. Don't worry about recruitment. They'll help you plug into their HR team. Don't worry about the salaries. Don't worry about your investments. They've got teams for everything in their centers, and they let you plug your business into their services there. So that's why incubation centers today are playing very, very crucial roles in helping our new small businesses and entrepreneurs come up. So if you guys are starting, along with the mentor, which is super important, and I agree with Ryan, look out for a close incubator, see if it works, distance, etc. And if it does, then incubation centers can really help as well. Ryan already said there's fire, there's SIBA, since we're in Goa, incubation centers all over India today. Right.
There's
Um,
one in as well.
sorry,
Goa
Ryan.
Institute. There's one in Goa Institute of Management as well, and now Goa University is opening a new one. But Stedwick, do you also want to talk about the program that you are doing on taking youngsters through this path?
So basically, this is more than a program. It's something that I'm kicked about, right? So I'm getting into business now, and I'm in my early 40s now. But if I were to look back, and I had the kind of assistance that is being provided to youngsters today, I think I would have been way into my business, way into already. And that is the reason why I want the young people today to get that support, to get that help. I'm lucky. I'm a part of a business group called BNI, For those who don't know what BNI is, it's Business Network International. Ryan and me are both part of the same group of BNI, and we've got more than 4 lakh members across the world who all come together to help businesses grow, small and medium enterprise businesses. Through that, we have an initiative called Business Voices, and through that, we've got a program that we're doing where we are actually telling youngsters that you have an idea, show us that you've got the grit. We're going to take you on and train you, coach you, mentor you, handhold you into the final run, right? And I think one of the part of the questions that I asked Ryan last was what you should do and what you shouldn't. I think I have the perfect answer for what you shouldn't. What you shouldn't do is don't be disappointed if it doesn't work. And I think that's where I went wrong. I started my shack in the year of 2015. It was more or less the same year where Russia and Ukraine started their war. Tourism took a very bad hit, and the young businessman in me freaked out. And I pulled the plug in the first season itself. Had I not done it at that time, had I had a little more mentorship at that time, had I kept my ego aside and asked a few other shack guys on the side, hey, what are you guys going to do now? Because even you've had a bad season. Had I done that at that time, I probably would not have pulled the plug. I would have continued, and it would have been a good 7, 8 years. I'm sure I've been settled by now, but well, it didn't work then. So we're doing this program where we are through BNI helping youngsters come up. So yeah, I'll be spreading the word across when we reach that point. But thanks, Ryan, for bringing it up. Um,
If I can I say something extra, which may not be directly related to this point, but is very important because of what you brought up. You spoke about how failure brought you down, and you were very disappointed about failure. And it's not your fault. Our entire culture has demonized failure, and whether it is at exams, whether it is at work, whether it is in business, of failure means that, oh, you're good for nothing, you're not able to do. um, that's not true. Failure is something that you learn from, better yourself, and move forward. And I don't want to use the cliche that it is a stepping stone to success, but if you look in depth and you use failure as a way to become better, a way to improve, then failure is not a failure, but it is um, uh, just another cobble on the path to success. You know, and I love the way that kids are able to experiment with things and move ahead with things, um, uh, without getting afraid of being judged or being without feeling when they're very young. After some time, then that conditioning happens. So if we are aware of this, then we could not allow failure to because put us down.
Yeah, so interesting. A couple of months back, there's this thing in Goa that happens organized by a very close friend of mine called Pecha Kucha. And in that, the topic there was failure. And when I heard that topic, I knew I had to speak at it, right? Because I don't like talking as much as about my successes as much as I love talking about my failures. And I've had loads of them, both personally and professionally. But Ryan just said it was cliche that it's stepping stone, and he moved the word from stone to cobalt. But at the end of the day, it is still that, right? Failure teaches you what not to do. If you don't repeat it, make new ones. But that doesn't matter because you're going to learn from those new ones as well. Um,
So,
guys,
so
before we go,
sorry, there's a new phrase now. It says "fail young, fail fast."
fail young, fail fast. Okay, I'm going to keep. Okay, great. I'm going to hold that. And on that note, thank you guys for everyone for joining us. We normally end at 8:30, but because we had a little technical issues, we kind of pulled on a little more. Thanks for all of you guys who stayed on. There's so many of you that have joined data and stayed on. Thank you. Appreciate all of you guys for coming in here. If you want to reach out to Ryan, he's on Instagram, he's on Facebook. His innovation lab or factory is in Verna. It's called Infinite 3D. That's the 3D business that he is. So you can reach him there as well. For all those who you like playing around with stuff, with wood, plastic, you want to do some stuff. His tinkering lab is wonderful. He invites people to come because while you're tinkering, he's learning, and that's the beautiful part about Infinite 3D. So you can reach out to him. You know where to reach me if you need for anything. Every Sunday, 8 p.m., we're speaking with new people to come up with ideas, solutions, innovations like this. If you'd like to talk with us, if you'd like to be one of those guests, please reach out to me. I'd love to have you on. And stay tuned with Engage HR. And Ryan, thank you for being here. Appreciate your presence. Appreciate everything you've added. Thank
Thank
you very
you.
much.